Hey guys, welcome back to another video over here on the Chinese Zodiac and horoscopes. Today we're going to be doing a reading for you guys born in the year of the sheep. So welcome back all my sheepy friends, or goats if you prefer. Hope you're doing alright. We're just going to move these around and we're going to pick 3 cards for you guys for this week. You'd think after a year my shuffling would have got better, but as I do like to remind people, I do shuffle these with my eyes closed. So if you take that into consideration, my shuffling has actually improved. I don't drop them half as much anymore. So I think I am getting better. He says, let's stop about there. And we'll take that one from the bottom. We'll take that one from the middle. We'll take that one from the top. What have we got? Okay. Not looking too great, is it, my lovely sheepy friends? In fact, we could almost say that that's quite bad. Almost as bad as that joke. Just trying to lighten up the situation, considering as we've got 3 negatives here. And as much as I always say black isn't always an attack and white isn't always all right, we can't really be overly optimistic when we've got 3 negatives there. It's almost like the odds are definitely against us. But it is a matter of perspective. As I've always said, you could be right now feeling like you're on top of the world and saying, all these cards are wrong because I'm in a great place. It could be better, however. So imagine how well things are now. Things could be better. That's what the black cards are. That's what the negative cards are. It could be better. It's like if they were all white. If they were all white and in the positive, you could argue, well, I'm having a really crap time. Those cards are wrong. But it's not saying that you're not having a bad time or a good time. It's not denying your experience. The white is just saying things could be worse. Or, as I said, the black can be things could be better. So let's not be so downhearted by this. Let's turn them over. We're going to start off with your card, the goat card for the goats. So, catalyst moment. A change in the wind. Something has happened, and it's happened quite abruptly. Almost like a rivalry, almost like, I don't know. There's definitely a conflict. Definitely a conflict. Now, sheep, they don't tend to argue much or have much conflict with their own. They do get on quite well. However, what we're looking at here is not necessarily the sheep so much, but the fact that it's a catalyst card and it's in the negative, suggesting that something has come to an end, suggesting that something has happened that may have been expected, but at an unexpected time, or potentially spontaneously happened, and it took you off guard even though it was expected. Almost like you know someone's going to jump out behind a door, you know they're there, you know that they're waiting to jump out at you, so you pretend like it's not going to bother you, you tell yourself it's not going to make you jump, but they make you jump anyway. It's a little bit like that. It's unexpected. And I think right now as well, this thing that's happened has definitely made you feel like you've been rejected, you've been outcast, you've been pushed away and forgotten about, you've been, I don't know, replaced maybe, or something's happened where you're no longer center of attention, you're no longer a part of a dynamic, you've been removed from something. And I think it's been done strategically, whether somebody's removed you from somewhere for a particular reason, and that reasoning you would get or they have gotten, or you know, there's a reason in there or a justification for it. Or you may have taken a step back and you may have like tried to prove a point, but then that failed. You know, almost like getting in the lifeboat, launching the lifeboat, trying to convince everybody the ship is sinking, and as you're trying to shout at people saying the ship's sinking, it's not actually sinking. So they're sailing away into the distance. You've convinced nobody because the ship's not sinking, and now you're sitting around in a lifeboat all on your own in this whole new situation and this whole new dynamic of things where you've been removed. We've got the black tiger coming into play there. Not a bad card for sheep people. I mean, tigers can be relatively okay, to be fair, you know. There's no confrontations or serious rivalry between these two, okay? But what we can see here is that the Tiger is a very emotional card. It's attached to such things as relationships or love connections or emotional attachments with people. So what this could potentially be is a relationship breakdown or problems within a marriage or some sort of conflict between people that are close with you. Doesn't necessarily have to be a relationship. It could be like somebody that is close to you. An emotional attachment doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic one. An emotional attachment could be between mother and son. It could be between brother and sister. It could be between uncle and, you know, nephew. It could be between you and your best friend or you and your best friend's partner. It could be between you and your work colleague that you see every day. You know, it's somebody that you're attached to. So maybe they've been removed or maybe you've removed yourself. But either way, the dynamic has changed. And now you're on a sulk on. You've got your sulk on. You're upset. You're upset because you thought this was going to be permanent and lasting. You thought you had your claws deep in this. You thought you could hold on to this. That there was your first mistake. You expected too much. You were naive. And potentially then you got complacent. I just say it how it is. Because potentially that is what's happened. Even if you don't burn a bridge, not maintaining it can be just as bad. And you need to maintain these bridges, especially within relationships, because ships, whether it's a relationship, a partnership, a friendship, that ship needs to be seaworthy. If it's not, it's going to sink, as I say, and you're going to find yourself sitting in a lifeboat all by yourself, which you potentially now have, because you tried to pull a bluff and then they called your bluff. You aren't in as much control as you thought you were. Unfortunately, you need to reassess this situation, but probably not right now because you're going to sulk. You are going to sulk. And I think right now, with things going their separate ways and stuff like this, it's almost like the fun and games are all over. You've been left to contemplate on it, on what you're going to be doing next and where you're going to move forward next. We've got that black ox coming into play. That's really not good. Really not good. That black ox, or the ox in general, is the sheep's worst enemy. You don't want the black ox. I mean, you don't want an ox in general, but at least the white ox would have been better than the black ox. You don't want the black ox. It's your conflict card. You don't go together. You're just not compatible. Everybody has a conflict, and yours is that ox. So there is definitely something going on. It's definitely a conflict. There is definitely challenges in communications. There is, as I say, just a whole thing that's not even black and white or easily understood. This is why potentially it's got something to do with something or someone that's deeply tied to you. But patience was lost on either side. There was tempers lost on either side, miscommunication on either side. It's almost like you've got a war going on and a battle, and there's no right or wrong side because you're both as bad as each other. It's almost like something's happened. And I don't mean as bad as each other. It's like you're cancelling each other out because you're just as good as each other. You're just as bad as each other. You've got the same shields. You've got the same swords. You've got the same skills. You've got the same bow and arrows. You've got the same everything. So you're not getting anywhere at all. It's just clash, clash, clash. Conflict, conflict, conflict. And no one's going to win. There's no picking any sides. You may as well just fight amongst each other. All on all. A free-for-all. Everyone against everyone else. And forget that there's two sides completely. Because everybody's just destroying each other and just as confused as anything anyway. And I think it's because there's this catalyst moment, there's this change, and it's going to be hard to get over this, it will. But again, deep thinking, card, the ox, is a deep thinker. So if you think about this, you can correct this, you could rectify this, you could do better than this. So next time when this comes around, you got more experience, more knowledge, a bit more wisdom. You could actually handle it better, and you won't end up in this position again. But we'll find out how you get on with it next week, won't we, when we come back and do another reading for you guys born in the year of the sheep. My next reading will be for those born in the year of the monkey. So if you're interested in what the monkeys are up to, then do check out that video next. If not, no worries. I'll just catch you in a video next time when we come back and do another reading for you guys born in the year of the sheep. Thanks for watching, guys. Love and peace.